Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Finally, our nor'easter has pulled far enough away that we're going to see a nice bright day. It'll stay warm today, but chilly air comes in behind the system. It'll be much cooler tomorrow and especially Friday morning. I'll show you when we could drop into the 30s.
Also packed roads, traffic headaches as big events converge near the state fairgrounds. How last night's concert is giving a sample of what's to come in the next few days.
And final fair preps, the last round of inspections for all of the exciting foods and rides at the state fair. How officials are making sure everything is safe before you sink your teeth into some fun. We know there's a lot of new options out there, 80 new foods this year at the fair. I'm Kelsey Coffey in for Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of sinking.
A lot of sinking.
All right. Let's get back over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Finally seeing some nice sunshine this morning.
We're going to have pretty weather today and, of course, for the first day of the fair and really all the way through at least the daylight hours on Sunday. We're going to talk more about that in a bit. But beautiful in Apex this morning. Our temperature in the Triangle is in the mid-50s and our dew point also in the low to mid-50s, feeling very comfortable. 53 in South Hill, 55 in Goldsboro, 57 Southern Pines. So we're pretty uniform in the mid-50s heading out the door. And a lovely afternoon. We'll see sunshine, not a whole lot of wind. Temperatures climb into the upper 70s. But a front comes in tonight. It'll be a dry one, but it will bring in much cooler air. So tomorrow will be on the chilly side and especially chilly for Friday morning. I'll show you how low it goes coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, on 801, we're seeing a lot of congestion on most of our major routes this morning, including here at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. That's the southern loop of the Beltline. So if you're getting ready to head out the door, that's part of your morning commute. I'll let you know how much of a delay you're looking at. Right now, listen, you're coming in from Apex. That's the main troubled spot this morning. You're looking at a 29-minute delay on US 1. So you might want to give yourself another option this morning. I'll keep an eye on some alternate routes for you as well. A 10-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. You're just looking at a 7-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale this morning. So things on I-87 have really gotten a lot better. This crash on I-85 in the northbound lane just cleared, but we're still seeing some lingering delays north and south coming into I-85. If you're in a rush this morning, you got a couple of options. Depending on where you are, you can take Highway 55 or South Miami Boulevard, because right now, those northbound lanes heading into Durham, you're looking at a 9-minute delay. If you're using 885 to get to I-40 this morning, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. The northern loop of the Beltline also a little jammed up this morning, I-440 and New Bern Avenue. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
This morning, we're working to learn more about a crash on US 1 that left a car on its top. The crash happened around 1 o'clock this morning in the southbound lanes near the 1010 Road exit. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as crews got the car turned back over. We've reached out to State Highway Patrol for any information about what happened and whether anyone was hurt. And a 3-year-old boy is dead and 3 more people are hurt after a crash in Sampson County. The crash happened on Autry Mill Road near Highway 13. That's just outside of Fayetteville. Highway Patrol says an SUV driver ran off the road, overcorrected, and veered off the left shoulder before flipping several times. The 3-year-old died at the scene. 3 other people who were in that SUV, including 2 children, were taken to the hospital. One was flown by helicopter to a hospital in Wilmington. Troopers believe speed was a factor. They also believe the driver was the only person wearing a seatbelt.
Switching gears now, the clock is ticking toward the launch of the North Carolina State Fair. Final preps are underway inside the fairgrounds, and concerns are mounting about traffic heading into the State Fair. We have team coverage this morning on final preps, starting with WRAL's Ali Cadlebar. And Ali, last night's traffic headaches are possibly giving us a glimpse of what we can see over the next few days, right?
Ken, that's exactly right. And I've seen some social media accounts online say that they missed some of that Chris Brown concert last night because of that traffic. And then some concert goers even returned back to their parking lot to find their car was broken into. Raleigh police confirmed with us this morning that there were reports of car break-ins near the state fairgrounds, and we know that that's where some concert goers parked last night. We're working to learn more about that, but before the concert, traffic was a mess. Here's a look from a traffic camera. You can see cars piling in to the parking lots there. Now, this is just a glimpse of what you can expect over the next 10 days in West Raleigh as the State Fair gets underway. Also, concerts at the Lenovo Center. Billie Eilish expected to perform tomorrow and Friday nights. State Fair organizers say they're keeping an eye on this.
We don't want our customers sitting like that, Lenovo Center or State Fair. We've got people on the street that are trying to get in and enjoy the fair. Lenovo Center has customers that have paid a lot of money to watch a concert, and they want to be there when it begins.
Now, State Fair organizers say that you should get to the state fairgrounds early or as soon as possible. Give yourself time. Also, lock up your cars. Make sure you keep valuables out of them. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Kadbar, WRAL News.
All right, thanks, Allie. Now, food is the top reason people visit the North Carolina State Fair, of course, according to organizers. With opening day tomorrow, officials are inspecting nearly 150 food stands. WRAL's Flynn Snyder is live at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Flynn, food inspections are already underway.
Yeah, Kelsey, they got started as early as last Thursday. And just like you and Ken are thinking about what foods you guys want to try, I too have been strategizing my way around the fairgrounds this morning. Been eyeing the funnel cake tents as well as the icy station there. A team of 43 inspectors from Wake County have been on site looking at food truck stands and tents. Vendors have to pass health and safety checks before getting a permit to sell food at the fair. Inspectors look to make sure food is stored at correct temperatures, that equipment is clean, and stations are sanitary. There are more than 80 new foods this year at the State Fair, and some are already getting a lot of attention from this week's media day earlier in the week, including the fried lamb chops, deep fried frozen watermelon, and my personal favorite, barbecue donuts. Excited to try those. So before you taste any of them, they will all be inspected. And after you've had a bite too, rides are also being inspected today. Crews from the North Carolina Department of Labor expected to be on site, giving us an inside look about how they make sure each ride is prepared for families to arrive here when opening day hits tomorrow. We'll get a look at that a little bit later today. Flynn Snyder reporting live in Raleigh, WRAL News.
And staying with the North Carolina State Fair, we have a winner for the 2025 Giant Pumpkin Contest, Albert Roderbaugh of Greggsville, West Virginia. His pumpkin topped the scales at 2,224.5 pounds. Don't forget that half. There were also two other pumpkins over 2,000 pounds. All of the winners will be on display at the fair when it gets underway tomorrow. And don't forget to visit the WRAL tent when you're at the State Fair. We will be there in our usual spot right next to Dorton Arena. Dan Haggerty and Ashley Rose start things off tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. You'll find a comprehensive guide to the State Fair on our website, WRAL.com.
And a student is recovering this morning after being hit by a car in front of Panther Creek High School in Cary. Now, this is video from that scene yesterday morning. People who live in the area say students often walk from the development across the street to school. But the area they use does not have a crosswalk. Parents say this is a wake-up call and are asking for better safety measures.
When I heard that somebody was hurt or somebody got hit, I was wondering if it was my kids. I texted them immediately. They said that they were fine, but I think we need to figure out a better way of how they can cross the street.
Now, we've asked the school district and NCDOT if there are any plans for some safety improvements. We are still waiting for a response.
The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene of a house fire last night in Cumberland County. This happened on Riverside Circle in Spring Lake. We've reached out to the fire department there for more information. We're waiting to hear back.
And we'll give you a live look at Capitol Hill this morning as we enter the 15th day of a federal government shutdown, making it the 5th longest shutdown in history. Last night, the Senate rejected a House-approved stopgap bill for the 8th time, falling 11 votes short of the 60 it needed to pass. Now, both sides are continuing to dig in their heels as the shutdown surpasses the 2-week mark.
The Carolina Hurricanes are still undefeated this season. They were in San Jose last night to play the Sharks. The Canes scored 3 goals in the second period and tacked on 2 more in the third. They beat the Sharks 5-1. The Canes are now 3-0 to start the season. Their Western road trip continues tomorrow night in Anaheim against the Ducks. Happening today, Habitat for Humanity of Wake County celebrating 40 years of work in the Triangle. This morning, the group will be taking part in a 40th anniversary breakfast celebration. The celebration started last night at the 40th anniversary gala at the Umstead. I was proud to be the MC for that event. Habitat Wake has been helping provide Triangle families with homes since 1985. The organization is currently building a new development called Old Pool Place, just off Pool and New Hope Roads.
And also happening today, Raleigh will become the first North Carolina city to power its buses with renewable natural gas from its own wastewater. The city will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new bioenergy recovery project. 50 million gallons of wastewater are treated at the Neuse River Resource Recovery Facility every day. That water will be turned into renewable natural gas. The goal is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2050. Remembering their lives, families and teammates honor 3 high schoolers who died in a car crash. How their loved ones are responding to support from the community.
House showdown. Democrats are calling on the Speaker to swear in a newly elected member, while Speaker Mike Johnson says he is pumping the brakes.
And it's comfortably cool here on the patio this morning. Lots and lots of sunshine out there. We're starting off with temperatures in the 50s, but I'll show you why temperatures will be much cooler over the next couple of days.
And here are your winning Mega Million numbers: 12, 22, 49, 57, 58. The gold Mega Ball is 19.
.14, and we're taking a look at a pretty start out there this morning. It's 54 in Durham, 54 in Raleigh, 57 in Fayetteville. Lots of sunshine everywhere, just a little bit of a light breeze. Our muggy meter very comfortable in the 50s right now, which puts us right down in that comfy zone. And then walking the dog feels great. You know, just in my jacket, my suit jacket here, I'm very comfortable, so you don't need anything heavy necessarily. And we have a nice warm up this afternoon. We'll climb on up into the upper 70s. Walking the dog this evening, we're back into the upper 60s. Definitely looking at the potential for some cooler air tomorrow, especially for tomorrow night and Friday morning. I'll show you who could see lows in the 30s coming up.
What's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center? We'll give our viewers a look at the northern loop of the Beltline. This is I-440 and New Bern Avenue. This is usual morning congestion we see this time of the morning. So in terms of your drive time, if this is part of your morning commute, you're looking at an 11-minute delay between the I-440 87 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue. Things really begin to clear up once you get around Capitol Boulevard. As for that southern loop of the Beltline, this is what you're looking at this morning. It's a situation where there's bumper-to-bumper traffic on that area as well. You're looking at an 8-minute delay starting around Rock Quarry Road.
Over in Cumberland County, the Southview High School community is remembering these 3 E.E. Smith High School football players who were killed in a car crash last week. Before last night's game against the 2 schools, the families of the students were presented with helmets. This was the first time E.E. Smith took the field since that crash. Lily Davis's grandson, Jayon Elliott, was one of the students who was killed. She says the loss of all 3 players was a devastating blow for their families. But seeing the outpouring of support at events like this has made things easier.
It's been kind of rough for the family. But you know what? We persevere. And with God's help, the prayers, family prayers, the community praying, everybody praying for us and our family for strength, for peace, it's gotten better.
Southview went on to win the game, but people in attendance told us it was just good to see the E.E. Smith players back out there on the field. And drama in the U.S. House yesterday, Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva and other House Democrats marched to Speaker Mike Johnson's office to demand she be sworn in. She was elected in Arizona last month. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he is waiting for a full House session before she's sworn in. Grijalva says that this has not stopped him from swearing in other new members.
And I am so grateful for this caucus and the mujeres that have joined me here today, because let's just be really clear. If I were a Republican, I would have already been sworn in.
I congratulate her. We're happy for her to serve. I'm going to be happy to administer the oath to her, as I am to every member who wins who is duly elected to this body. It's a great honor. But she won her election after the House was out of session. So we've not had a full session.
Grijalva is expected to be the deciding vote on a bill to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. She also suggests this is the reason she has not been sworn in. Speaker Johnson has denied this repeatedly.
President Trump has posthumously awarded the Medal of Freedom to the late Charlie Kirk. Kirk was shot and killed last month while speaking to a crowd at Utah Valley University. The president awarded the conservative activist with the highest civilian honor yesterday on what would have been his 32nd birthday. The medal was presented to his wife and widow, Erica Kirk. Other posthumous recipients include Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., baseball great Jackie Robinson, Elvis Presley, and former Senator John McCain.
Tributes pouring in this morning for Grammy Award-winning R&B singer D'Angelo. People from across the music industry are remembering him, including Jennifer Hudson and Doja Cat. His family announced his death yesterday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. The singer came on the stage, or rather came of age, in the 1990s with his debut album, Brown Sugar. We all remember that. He was 51 years old.
Well, after nearly 70 years in business, a Durham restaurant is celebrating a new title. The city council voting unanimously to make the Chicken Hut a historic landmark. The restaurant on Fayetteville Street was opened by Claiborne and Peggy Tapp back in 1957. The Black-owned business has a history of community engagement. It's now run by their son Trey and his wife Kaya, with the help of other family members, of course. Tapp started the process to make the business a historic landmark years ago.
It's rare that we get an opportunity where a property owner wants to proactively take this step, and especially for a building and a property and a business that has such a significant impact in Durham's history.
The designation of local historic landmark ensures the restaurant building will be properly preserved and requires a one-year delay on any potential demolition.
Tickets for Pullen Park's annual Holiday Express are sold out. They went on sale yesterday on Ticketmaster and were gone in less than 3 hours. You know those mamas are serious. Holiday Express transforms Pullen Park into a winter wonderland with activities for the whole family. It starts December 2nd. WRAL is a proud sponsor of that event. And we have Elizabeth now in the WRAL weather patio. Elizabeth, what a nice start to the morning we have.
It really is gorgeous out here. Lots of sunshine. We're seeing that all across the viewing area. Temperatures are in the mid-50s around the triangle and really for most of the area. The low pressure system that brought us some messy weather over the weekend has finally moved far enough offshore that it's not really having as much impact. So we had some cloud cover yesterday. We're not going to see nearly as much of that today. You can watch that low moving right on out of here, and then high pressure building in behind it. You see those blue shaded areas. That blue color means the cooler temperatures. High pressure rotating clockwise will help to pull that cool air down from Canada, and high pressure systems typically mean clearing skies. So sweater weather is here. Tomorrow morning will be cooler than this morning, down to around 50 tomorrow morning, and then 42 on Friday morning. We will see some parts of the viewing area in the 30s on Friday morning, and then back to around 50 on Saturday. So definitely feeling chilly. Our next weather maker in terms of a front that will create rain doesn't come in until Sunday night. That's going to be our best chance for rain over the next 7 days. Looking at just a slim chance during the daylight hours on Sunday, but most of this will be an overnight event. So let's follow this here on Futurecast. We're going to start things off at 5 a.m. on Sunday. Notice most of the day Sunday is nice and dry. We'll pause it at 7 o'clock. That's when we start to see some of that rain pushing in. It may rain for much of the night and then move out right about the time of the morning commute. Now, of course, that's still 5 or 6 days from now, so the timing on this definitely could move a little bit earlier or a little bit later. So we'll be watching that closely. It doesn't look like a lot of rain for us. Probably going to be somewhere between maybe 1/10 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. And boy, we need the rain. So far for October, we're behind an inch for the month on average, and for the fall as a whole, anywhere from it's about 4 1/4 inches behind. That's a lot of rain that we are really needing. Over the weekend, it is nice and dry for outdoor events, looking at gorgeous conditions Saturday and during the day Sunday. It's just that we may see some evening and overnight storms. We're almost finished watching Lorenzo. It looks like it's going to fizzle out by tomorrow morning, and that'll be the end of that. Temperatures are going to be chilly for us Thursday and Friday, but the weekend back into the upper 70s.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, boy, we got some heavy congestion and most of our major routes this morning, like US 1 coming in from Apex. A lot of incidents dotting our traffic map this morning, but this one I want to bring your attention to an I-87 in the southbound lane near New Hope Road. You can see the huge delays it's causing all the way back to Hodge Road. So depending on where you are, you might want to take Nightdale Boulevard as an alternate route, or maybe get off on Smithfield Road, work your way over to Pool Road, and then on to the Beltline. Now, this is the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 and New Bern Avenue. This is the usual morning congestion that we see this time of the morning. So once you get past I-87, you get to these westbound lanes of I-440 right between the 87, 440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue. You're looking at a 12-minute delay. Things get really jammed up until Capitol Boulevard, and then it sort of meanders and clears up a little bit as you get past there. Here's a live look at the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Just check the sensors. You're looking at a 7-minute delay.
State fair scams ahead of all the fun. 5 on Your Side tells you what you need to know before you make any big purchases. And calls for help. People in Durham are calling on leaders to do something about a recent string of shootings, what they are demanding from the city council.
Get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Your time now is 8:26. I'm Kelsey Coffey. Here's meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner.
And I'm out here on the patio where it feels great out here. That sun coming up and starting to warm things up already. It's 54 in Durham and Raleigh is 57 in Fayetteville. We're going to see a really nice afternoon. Highs will climb into the upper 70s, but our humidity stays nice and low. Almost a Goldilocks day for us. If you can't get out to exercise until later in the evening, 6 o'clock, around 70 degrees. Now, tomorrow's going to feel significantly cooler coming up on Fox 50. I'll show you why.
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, it appears the traffic is beginning to ease just a little bit on those westbound lanes of I-40 westbound and Lake Wheeler Road. That's the southern loop of the Beltline. But things have not really cleared up at all, really, in terms of coming in from Apex. You're looking at a 19-minute delay. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown on Highway 55 and US 1, so keep that in mind. You're looking at a 9-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning, and just a 2-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale. The other issue is I-885, where you're 10 minutes in and out of Durham this morning. A crash that was there cleared just a short time ago, but we're still seeing some lingering delays.
Final preps underway for the state fair. Organizers are doing inspections today for food and rides at the fairgrounds. They're getting ready for some heavy traffic as there are concerts set at the Lenovo Center tomorrow and Friday. And there was a big traffic jam for a concert last night at Carter Finley Stadium. And we're working to learn more about a crash on US 1 this morning. The crash happened around 1 near the 1010 Road exit. We've reached out to State Highway Patrol for more information. Next on Fox 50, a 3-year-old is dead after a crash in Sampson County. And coming up on Today, advocates in genetic screening giving new hope to families.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And we're looking at a gorgeous start today. Our next weather maker, that front moving right on out of here. The cold air comes in starting tomorrow. I'll show you how chilly it will feel.
Yeah, great weather for the start of the State Fair kickoff. We have team coverage this morning. The concerns, though, about traffic as you head to the fairgrounds and the work happening today to make sure you stay safe while having some fun.
Plus, saving on the Midway. All the fun and games can be tempting to spend more of your money. 5 on Your Side explains the 3 things you can do to keep some money in your pocket. We know that the fair is fun, but then all of a sudden it's like $150 gone.
Yeah. And try taking little children there as well. They, I want that, Daddy. I want that.
It's too much sometimes, but we
okay.
got it. We got it. I'm Kelsey Coffey in for Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Let's get back out to the WRAL weather patio. Check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, tracking how our day is shaping up.
Oh, it's going to be such a nice one. We take a look here around the gardens here. Beautiful. You can see the gardens behind me. Lots of sunshine breaking out now. And that sunshine will be with us all day, as opposed to yesterday where we clouded back up for a good chunk of the day. It's 54 degrees right now. Our dew point 53, so feeling lovely outside. Temperatures are mainly in the mid to upper 50s as you're heading out the door. And our hour-by-hour forecast just looks great. High temperatures will climb into the upper 70s. That's a little above normal for this time of year. But we're going to see a big dip in our temperature with a front that comes through overnight tonight. I'll show you where we could see some overnight lows in the 30s coming up.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we're seeing the usual morning congestion on that southern loop of the Beltline. This I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Is a situation where you're looking at a 7-minute delay. Not bad. Nothing that's going to make you late, but it looks pretty jammed up. You're coming in from Garner, Johnston County. No delays whatsoever between Highway 36 and the Beltline this morning. But listen, things are getting a little better if you're coming in from Apex. At one point, that was up to like over 20 minutes. Right now, you're looking at a 14-minute delay if you're coming in from Apex on US 1. We're seeing a little bit of a jam between US 1 and Highway 55. Over in Durham, things are getting a little better. There was a crash there on the northbound lanes of 885, but right now you're looking at an 8-minute delay in and out of Durham this morning because probably people are just slowing down. It's the usual morning congestion that we see this time of day in that part of the community. Back here in Wake County, it's a situation where the northern loop of the Beltline, it's still a little jammed up as well. I-440 and New Bern Avenue, you can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic there. So if this is part of your commute, this is what you're looking at in terms of the delays between 440 and 87 interchange all the way to over the Wade Avenue. You're looking at a 13-minute delay, so keep that in mind. We'll keep you updated on the radio if you're heading to your car right now, 101.5 HD3.
This morning, we're working to learn more about a crash on US 1 that left a car on its top. The crash happened around 1 a.m. in the southbound lanes near the 1010 road exit. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as crews got the car turned back over. We've reached out to State Highway Patrol for any information about what happened and whether anyone was hurt. And a 3-year-old boy is dead and 3 more people are hurt after a crash in Sampson County. This is the scene from the WRAL breaking news tracker on Autry Mill Road near Highway 13. That's just outside of Fayetteville. Highway Patrol says that an SUV driver ran off the road, overcorrected, and veered off the left shoulder before flipping several times. The 3-year-old died at the scene. 3 other people who were in the SUV, including 2 children, were taken to the hospital. One was flown by helicopter to a hospital in Wilmington. Troopers believe speed was a factor. They also believe the driver was the only person wearing a seatbelt. And we're just over 24 hours away from the start of the 2025 North Carolina State Fair. And the fair isn't the only big event that's happening in the coming days, so traffic is a really big concern right now. WRAL's Allie Kadlabar is live outside Carter Finley Stadium this morning. Allie, the roads were jam-packed last night as people were trying to get away from that Chris Brown concert.
And Kelsey, I just got off the phone with a concert goer who was at that Chris Brown concert. Unfortunately, she missed a large chunk of it because of that traffic. She even saw people parking, getting out of their car and walking to the concert. Traffic was bad last night. It was a mess. And unfortunately, other concert goers, they walked back to their parking lot after the concert to find their car was broken into. Raleigh police confirmed that there were reports of car break-ins near the state fairgrounds. And that's also where some concert goers parked. This is just a glimpse of what people can expect over the next several days as the state fair is underway. And Billie Eilish is set to perform tomorrow and Friday night at the Lenovo Center. State fair organizers say that they are keeping an eye on all of this mess.
As an event like a concert at Lenovo comes, they know where the parking is. They know where the people are coming from. They've got real-time data from cameras and things like that that they can adjust on the fly so that we can try to avoid those bottlenecks that keep people sitting so long.
And that's those bottlenecks. That's what one concert goer I just spoke with says that she was stuck in for hours. Now, in the next 30 minutes, we're going to hear from her, and also throughout the day, we're going to be following this story. They hope to see some change as the state fair gets underway tomorrow. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Kadlabar, WRAL News.
All right, Allie, thank you. There will be 2 shuttles carrying people to the fairgrounds. The Go Raleigh shuttle will run from the Garner station and the Go Durham shuttle from the station on Pettigrew Street. You can also ride share to Gate 1 on Hillsborough Street. If you do drive, there are some free parking lots that are close to the fairgrounds. Those are the Bandwidth Dogwood Lot and Cardinal Lot. You can find a full fair guide on our website, WRAL.com.
Well, ahead of the state fair kickoff, drop today. We're expecting to get a look at how state officials make sure that rides and food are safe. WRAL's Flynn Snyder is at the state fairgrounds in Raleigh, where inspectors will be looking at nearly 100 rides.
The queues are empty, but that will certainly not be the case about 24 hours from now. Whether you come for classics like the giant Ferris wheel or new additions, all 100 rides at the state fair will be inspected. Officials from the State Department of Labor will be on site today to give a look at how they inspect rides at the fair. From each bolt to each wire, all of the nearly 100 rides will be looked at to ensure they're safe for families. State law requires portable rides to be checked at each new setup location. Officials can also look at each ride's training, maintenance, and inspection records. They'll be busy with at least 3 new rides at this year's fair. Opening day for the fair is tomorrow. It runs through October 26th. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News in Raleigh.
All right, stay tuned. Coming up in about 10 minutes, 5 on your side shares the 3 things you need to remember before making a big purchase at the State Fair this year. But don't forget to visit the WRAL family while you're at the State Fair. We're in our usual spot right next to Dorton Arena. Dan Haggerty and Ashley Rowe get things started tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. You'll find a comprehensive guide to the State Fair on our website, WRAL.com.
Downtown Raleigh could get quieter. At last night's city council meeting, people had the chance to weigh in on changes to the city's noise ordinance. The proposed ordinance sets a decibel limit based on location, time, and day of the week. During the public hearing, some business owners shared concerns that not as much noise may mean limiting customers, which would mean less of an income. Neighbors who are supporting the ordinance say they want to make sure it is actually enforced.
When an unreasonable noise ordinance gets passed, it doesn't just turn down the music. It turns down our ability to pay rent, support our families, and keep people employed.
We hear the music and we hear every single note of almost every concert. It is loud and clear, not just the thumping bass.
The noise ordinance will go back before City Council next Tuesday. Voting rights advocates are heading to court next week for a trial with election implications. North Carolina Republicans approved new rules before last year's elections. They say the changes promote election integrity. The Southern Coalition for Social Justice and other civil rights groups say the new rules will disenfranchise legitimate voters, so they sued. There are more details available on WRAL.com.
And with that in mind, Kelsey, here in the WRAL Live Center, we're actually monitoring the Supreme Court right now, taking up a major Republican-led challenge to Voting Rights Act that could affect Congress and control of Congress, that is. Happening today, the justices are hearing arguments for the second time in a case over Louisiana's congressional map, which has 2 majority black districts. A ruling for the state could open the door for legislatures to redraw congressional maps across the South. We know that this conversation also coming up here in North Carolina, with even former Governor Roy Cooper speaking out about redistricting efforts. So we'll continue to follow the hearing happening today in the WRAL Live Center.
Happening tonight, former Vice President Kamala Harris is holding a special event at the DPAC. For the first time, she'll be telling the story of one of the wildest and most consequential presidential campaigns in American history. Tickets are still on sale. Every ticket includes a free copy of Harris's new book, 107 Days, about the race for President of the United States. The event starts at 7 this evening.
The Senate is still at odds when it comes to a government funding bill. Today marks 2 weeks under a government shutdown. Now, this is the 5th longest shutdown in U.S. history. Senators failed last night for the 8th time to pass the House-passed government funding stopgap bill. The bill needs 60 votes to pass. Both sides are digging their heels in. Meanwhile, today is payday for many U.S. military members. The money comes from the Pentagon's research and development budget. In Congress, a standalone measure to pay troops is getting growing bipartisan support, but so far that hasn't been successful.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics delaying today's Consumer Price Index report, released because of the shutdown. The report is now set to be released on October 24th. While the September release is scheduled, the shutdown has stopped data collection for October's report, set to be released next month. This raises concerns about quality or a possible delay of that report if the shutdown continues.
Saving money at the State Fair, there can be a lot of tempting purchases at the State Fair. 5 on your side has what you need to know about how to keep money in your pocket.
Also, our teacher of the week always knew she wanted to be a teacher and have a career in education. We'll show you how she is living out that dream every day in the classroom.
Warming up, looking live now at Durham. We're expecting to reach temperatures in the mid to upper 70s today. Ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shares when we're expected to feel the coolest air of the season. Safe.
It's 8:45 on this beautiful morning. We take a live look at Boone. Sun's coming up there. I'll tell you, I was in the southern mountains and there was some pretty color there this past weekend. This is a look at a current view of kind of where that color is. If you're up at 5,000 feet or higher, so we're talking about Grandfather Mountain or in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, it's peak right now. So that will be fading over the next few days. It still would be fine to be there, but you're going to find some nice color sort of in the mid-range. So between, say, 3,000 and 4,000 feet, most likely for this weekend. We take a look at the forecast for the next 7 days. So we take it out to the middle of next week and next weekend. It's going to be past peak in some of those highest elevations, but still some good color between Boone and Asheville and around Waynesville. So this weekend, bottom line is this weekend is still great for leaf peeping and the next weekend as well. And then it may be over in the mountains. Coming up, we're going to talk about our pretty weekend, except for Sunday evening.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we're still seeing some congestion on that northern loop of the Beltline. There's I-440 and New Bern Avenue this morning. You can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic, and that's the usual delays that we see this time of the morning. You're looking at a 13-minute delay between the 87-440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue this morning. Things clear up just a little bit once you get past Capitol Boulevard. In terms of other major routes coming into the capital city, you're looking at a 13-minute delay coming in from Knightdale, but the real trouble spot is our friends in Apex. You're looking at a 20-minute delay because we're seeing a little bit of jam up between US 1 and Highway 55.
And as we count down to the start of the state fair, an important reminder before walking away with a tempting purchase. 5 on your sides, Ashley Rowe has 3 important factors to remember so you don't waste your money.
Fried foods, funnel cakes, and Ferris wheels are common staples for the North Carolina State Fair. But there are also plenty of other activities and ways to spend your money. And the Better Business Bureau wants you to remember a few key things before making any big purchases. Number 1, be mindful of who you're purchasing from, as well as their business practices. The Better Business Bureau keeps up with businesses' reviews online, including many of the vendors you'll see at the fair. Number 2, ask about the refund or exchange policy and get it in writing. Ask about guarantees and warranties. And if the company has a physical location, get the address and contact information. This all helps confirm the validity of the business. Number 3, if you feel pressured to buy, don't give in. It's okay to walk away if you need more time to think before buying. Pressure tactics are often one of the first signs someone is trying to make easy money. An important factor to remember after you've made a purchase: know your rights. The Federal Trade Commission has what's called a cooling off rule, which typically allows customers 3 days to cancel a purchase. But not everything at the state fair falls under this rule, including purchases under $25, goods or services primarily used for personal, family, or household purposes, insurance, insecurities, or real estate, motor vehicles, and arts and crafts. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
So many things to keep in mind there. A new alarming report. Consumer reports say several popular protein powders and shakes commonly sold by big retailers may be giving you something else: lead. Of 23 powders and shakes tested, more than 2/3 of the products had more lead in a single serving than what its experts say is safe to consume in a day. Consumer Reports cited 2 brands, Naked Nutrition and Huel. The report advises against daily use for most protein powders, pointing to a link between chronic lead exposure and health issues.
With chronic exposure to lead, you can get a bunch of different problems, such as kidney disease, high blood pressure. You can get neurotoxicity, so peripheral neuropathy, like pain and nerve pain, and it can cause some immune problems as well.
Both companies tell NBC News the levels of lead in their products are within recognized safety limits.
Our teacher of the week would always pretend to be leading a classroom when she was growing up. Now, as a teacher at Lakewood Elementary School in Durham, here's why she's considered an extraordinary educator.
Division always gives us the total.
The sum by which Jennifer Campbell inspires her third-grade students can be measured in their success and her desire to become a teacher when she was growing up.
4 is one of the numbers. Teaching allows for me to heal my inner childhood. I give other people, children, what every child deserves: respect, autonomy, a voice to be heard, no matter where they come from, no matter their backgrounds, no matter their differences. In this classroom, I see them.
Her focus of making students feel seen and giving them attention, as she often does, was born out of a personal experience for Ms. Campbell going back to her school days.
It wasn't until I got to high school that I experienced my first black teacher. And she looked like me, she talked like me, and she just made me feel seen in this big world. I can do new things. All right.
For Ms. Campbell, empowering her students to learn and succeed starts with the following mantra every school year.
I see your greatness. I feel your greatness. Continue to show the world how great you are.
Ms. Campbell, you are WRAL's Teacher of the Week. Give her a big round of applause.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah, her husband told me she does not like surprises, but she was pleasantly surprised. If you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to WRAL.com and enter Teacher of the Week in the search box.
This morning, NC-12 on Ocracoke Island is closed due to ocean overwash. The closure is between the Northern Ferry Terminal and the National Park Service Pony Pens. The road is expected to reopen at 6 p.m. The Hatteras-Ocracoke ferry route has been suspended as well due to weather conditions. Meanwhile, another stretch of NC-12 near Rodanthe is back open. The highway closed after ocean water breached dunes. The stretch of road reopened late last night. Crews will reinforce dunes today. And we have some weather here in the Triangle. Elizabeth Gardner joins us now from the patio. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey, I'm a lucky one today. It feels so nice out here. That sun feels great. It's not too windy out here. Finally, the low that brought us all that messy weather over the weekend has moved far enough away that we're looking at a gorgeous day today. Just, really Goldilocks weather. Beautiful here in the gardens behind me, and this is just a reminder, the gardens are open all year. If you happen to just need a break from the city and you're close to downtown, just come take a stroll. There are all these paths and even places to sit, some fountains and sculptures. It's 54 right now. It feels so nice out here standing in the sun. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 50s currently. It's 59 in Clinton, 54 in Durham, 55 in Rocky Mount, and around the Triangle, mostly mid 50s, 55 in Knightdale and Rollsville, as well as Cary, Apex, and Holly Springs. So feeling good as you're heading out the door. A really nice warm afternoon, 77 in Durham and Raleigh and 79 in Fayetteville. Lots of sunshine all day long. And then here's the next weather maker. It's going to be a dry front that comes at us from the northeast. So we call that a backdoor front, kind of comes at us from the opposite direction. No rain with this, but it will drop our temperatures. So 77 today, but tomorrow's high 69, and so is Friday. Of course, the State Fair opens at noon tomorrow. Take a jacket with you. We're going to see lots of sunshine all the way through Saturday, but definitely feeling cooler on Thursday and Friday. And the mornings will feel cooler too. Tomorrow morning we'll be in the mid 40s to low 50s, and then Friday morning, check this out. We could see 30s in Roxborough and South Hill, low 40s in the Triangle and farther south. The last time we hit 42 was April the 17th, so it's been quite some time. It was last spring. Our temperatures are cool on Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday we're looking at nice mild temperatures for the fair. Sunday during the daylight hours should stay dry, but Sunday night we have the chance of rain, and coming up in just a little while, I'll show you the timeline for that.
Now, before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers, and we'll get another check on weather and traffic next.